I'll get out my warm water and my a little bit of the dish soap. The reason I use dish soap, now you can use any kind of dish soap. The reason I use dish soap is a lubricant between the rough grit sandpaper and the finish. It adds a tiny, just a little tiny film of smoothness so that I don't tend to scratch the panel at all. It takes a little bit longer to cut through and do what I want to do, but I get a smoother finish, and that's the whole thing, is to get a smoother finish. Now I'm not going to burn through. You can see there's some scratches right there. I'm not going to burn through this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to knock down all the rough spots, and you can see the little pieces of foil. I'm talking about little. That's what this thing is. It's glitter. It's foil. They have a machine that chops it up. And don't get me started about different companies. Painters will tell you this for sure. Okay, when you go to spot repair a car, it has a color code. If it's original color, somewhere on the car, that you take that color code down to a paint shop, automotive, and they will give you the same color. The only problem is you don't know whether this car was painted 8 years ago, 10 years ago, and the color you're going to get is going to be brand new. Also, different companies have different types of foil. They're the same size. They may be shiny on both sides. They may be shiny on just one side, like your kitchen foil. Now these things, you go, well, what's the big deal? The big deal is that unless the panel matches the car, your customer won't accept it, or unless he's a total asshole, will always try and get a 25% discount by finding something that's not wrong with it. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to wet sand this down. I'm going to stay away from here and here. I'm just going to do it very lightly, just to get this surface nice and smooth, so that when I go to spray my, we'll just say final coat of the ground coat, that I've got a really smooth surface to work with, and that will hopefully take out all the modeling. And even when before I start here, even when I put this whole can on my project, I don't care what the problem is, down to 90% of this can. I don't care if it's modelly, looks like shit, whatever. But if I can take the modeling out with that last 10% or 5% of the paint that's left, that's fine, because that will be my undercoat for the color coat, or the blue color coat like that, which you will see through. You can see glitter on there. Isn't that cool? So the sun shines through the blue transparency, and it will shine into all these millions of facets of little tiny reflectors or mirrors, and then it will reflect out. But if your panel has got light and dark spots in it, your paint will show light and dark. So that's what we're going to do now. We're going to knock this down, get it smooth, reshoot it, and prepare for reshoot the ground coat, and then we will put the ground coat away and prepare for the final color. After the final color, then we're going to shoot catalyzed clear.